welcome you all to our webinar today. Yes, my name is Art Manville, and you heard my incredible wife, Terry, saying hello on the early part of the call. How are you doing today, Terry?
Awesome. Super fantastic.
Super fantastic. So let's get this webinar rolling. And we got a great webinar lined up today. Very excited about that. This is actually something we've never done anything quite like this. And I have to tell you a little bit of story about how we came to do this webinar in this fashion. But I thought I'd give you a couple pictures from last weekend. As many of you know, we had Beverly and Gary Hollister on our webinar, and that was Terry's birthday, and I really was tempted to sing happy birthday to her, but I held back, and of course, she's happy that I did. But our kids were visiting at the same time, a couple of them. Ailey down here, she's in the UK right now, and Michael over here, and Ailey in our backyard, and just had a great time. And this is our waterfall. You know, I think everybody should have a little place in the country. I think this is a preferred lifestyle. You know, we work at home, we play at home, we have this beautiful environment. We still have the same house that we've had for 12 years, and we've updated it, but why move when we've got a beautiful location, and we've put a lot of our abundance into making the environment beautiful, gardens and waterfalls and fountains and all kinds of beautiful things. And so, yes, we had the biggest call in, I believe, the history of Zango. As far as I know, we had 1,200 people coming on, a lot of excitement about Glimpse, our new skin nutrition line that's coming out this fall. And if you did not see it, this is the URL. You can go to see it, glimpseprelaunch.com. You can also send guests there that are interested in this incredible product. I'm telling you what, the excitement about it, the number of emails that we got after that webinar was off the charts, and a lot of people interested in this. So if you haven't heard a webinar, that's where you can find it. And yeah, we got a tough economy happening. You know what? We are in the right business. Network marketing is very, very resilient. And in fact, I'm telling you, I am interviewing now on three-way calls with some of our downline team members, some of the best quality, motivated people I've ever seen. A lot of folks out there are looking for alternative income streams. In fact, I believe there's a study, 96% of the people out there are looking for more money, and we have this wonderful company, wonderful product, and so this is a great time to build your business because more and more people, I'll tell you what, is the hardest time to recruit is when the economy is going through the roof, the stock market is going up, the real estate is going up, everybody's, you know, feeling very confident. Now's the time to get things going. And so instead of hanging out here on this freeway in the job market, you know, why not hang out in the backyard? Here's a picture of us going for our bike ride. We're riding our bikes, working from home, while other folks are out there on the freeway. So let's get rolling here. Who's hot this summer in our team? And gosh, I like that little picture. I didn't even know the little eyes flickered there. So that's kind of cute. And yes, this is a summertime, and it isn't the best time of the year for our business. But for those of you that are dedicated and working, it can be absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to talk to some leaders here about what has been going on in their business, how they hit these levels. And this is a saying that I first heard from Joe Morton. We are a storytelling business, and your story is the most powerful thing that you have when you're talking to people. And I'll tell you the honest truth, a lot of you don't really know what your story is. You've never actually written it down. You haven't condensed it down into something that you can deliver like to what we call an elevator story, you know, something that you can start at the ground floor, and by you get to the 10th floor, you're finished. So, you know, I want you to listen to some stories today and see what you can learn from these people who have been really cranking things up. So the first guest that I have, and, you know, okay, here's the thing that I've got to tell you about. I was fortunate enough to have a private call with Bob Schmidt about 3 or 4 days before he passed. And one of the things that Bob was talking to me about was about how important sponsors are, and that he didn't feel like sponsors of people that hit new ranks were getting enough recognition, because it is one thing to sponsor somebody, and anybody can sponsor somebody this week. It is entirely another thing to sponsor somebody and work with them and help them and build them up to a 5K or a 20K or a premier. That is the test of a true leader. So while I love people that sponsor people, I love people that help people start to achieve their dreams and goals by helping them move up in the ladder. So we're going to first acknowledge the sponsors of these new ranks, because I can guarantee you these people did not do it alone. And the first one here, wonderful, man. He's starting to call me Uncle Art, if you can believe it. Joel Leach, 20K. Are you there, Joel?
Yes, I am, Art. How are you doing?
Great to have you on here, Joel. One of our top 20Ks from Michigan. Joel, you've been fortunate enough to find a brand new person very recently, actually, that became a 5K just last month. Why don't you go ahead and introduce John? And also let people know, how did you find John? Where did he come from? Was it the meat market, the warm market, the cold market?
Okay, well, John Finstrom is a Red Wing player on the Red Wing alumni team. John come to my business. He's seen a bottle of juice sitting on my desk. We got into some conversation about health. He told me about some of his health issues that he was having. He's a young guy, very active in sports, and it's a perfect example. Tell everybody, because everybody's got something going on. And anyhow, we got into a natural conversation, and so he, of course, wanted to try the product. I got him some product, and he left on vacation, and on the way back, he listened to the Magic Wand CD, and it made a lot of sense to him. He had a lot of different businesses, and it just made sense. He come back, made a contact with me. He was a great student, started absorbing everything like a student. Everything I asked him to do, he did. Got on webinars, got on the website, come over for training, listen to tapes, listen to, read papers. Did everything I asked him, just an absolute perfect student. And it just proves, if you do it and can be consistent about it, you can do very well. And sometimes the people think I'm annoying them, but I call them every day. I want to make sure that that I can help them any day, and I just want to make sure that they understand I'm there to help, and I'm here anytime, night or day, unless I'm fishing or in the shower.
Yeah. Well, you have a great heart, Joel, so I really appreciate you coming on and bringing on John. John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Great, John. We've had a lot of great conversations, and I know, actually, you're one of the fastest to hit 5K on our team. I'm not sure, it was like 30, 40 days or something like that. That's pretty remarkable.
Well, Joel, like Joel said, I've worked with him closely, and he's been a great, sponsor, and he's just set me up with information and given me the right tools to go out there and do, to become a 5K and hopefully, become a 20 and a premier and get to someday, my goal. So.
Yeah, John, well, listen, why don't you talk about what it was that kind of got you really excited about Zango, and then what was it that brought you to turn it into a business?
Well, for me personally, I've owned Subway franchises. I've owned big golf domes. I've owned over 20 stores in all different malls. I've owned my own hockey shop. Done a lot of different things. But when I went into Joel's office, and me being a cancer survivor, also I'm 12 years in remission. I'm legally blind in my left eye due to the radiation from the cancer I had. I had a sinus cancer. So just the health benefits really excited me first. That was what really excited me about it. Then started looking at the compensation plan and how new the company is. And like with Subway, I got into Subway after Subway's already been out for 38 years. And so I'm kind of the end of the thing with Zango. There's it's only 5 years old, and the potential with the vitamins and the skin cream just really excited me at the compensation level. And also, like you said earlier in your at the start of this meeting here, you can work from home and enjoy your family and and not be stuck in that rush hour traffic going from to work or from business to business, depending on what type of job you're in. So it's very me in the sense that I think I can be very successful at this, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's pretty easy if you have a story and you just talk to the people and show them. Just show them the health benefits and the financial sides of it. It's a lot of people are very willing to go forward with this, and they can see it too.
Hey, John, one of the things that I find is pretty interesting here, because you've had a lot of business experience. You've owned a lot of stores. You've had lots of investments. What is it you really like about this kind of a virtual business, really, than having all of those leases and employees and all of that kind of stuff?
Well, there's no leases or employees, so that's and there's
Yeah,
no
that's good to start with, right?
Right, and that's probably the best part. And I used to have jewelry stores, and I just told Joel the other day when I closed one of those jewelry stores down, I had $200,000 of jewelry that I paid for that I didn't sell, that I melted down and got about $18,000 worth. So
Wow.
you will have that with Zango, which is great. But those are some of the benefits, and you have no headaches of employees. Every day I'm waiting for the phone call. What store am I have to go to relieve this employee that can't because their fingernail broke or who knows what. So that part of it's great, and so.
Yeah, I mean, I call it the ultimate plan B, but it's the ultimate business as far as I'm concerned. And I know, you've seen some pretty powerful results, and that really the results that people get on the juice is often what sort of encourages them to get into the business. Let's talk about some of the things you saw that kind of said, wow, this product really can help people.
Well, with just close to me, my father-in-law, who's a diabetic, and he's a high blood pressure, high cholesterol. After him on it for about 2.5, 3 weeks, went to get his first blood test, and everything was lower. And actually now his doctor has took him off half of his blood pressure medication. Another friend that I play hockey with, he's only 40 years old. He had a stroke. He's an ex-professional hockey player also, and he's diabetic on 4 insulin shots a day. After 4 days of taking it, his first blood sugar, he goes, yeah, my blood sugar's down to 84. I'm like, okay, great, because I didn't really know what that meant. But then he started to explain it to me more, and he's like, that's the lowest it's been probably in 10 years of his life. And then now he's cut back to 2 insulin shots a day instead of 4, because if he takes his Zango and does his insulin shot, his blood sugar dropped one day to 60. He had to eat like 6 candy bars to get back up where it felt normal. So now he's dropped himself off to 2 insulin shots instead of 4, and he's only been on it for about 12 days, which is amazing. Another neighbor friend of mine was taking it before I even knew anything about it. He's going through cancer. His PSA levels were 900 in his blood count, and they've gone down to under 100 now. And he's going through chemo and radiation also, but nothing was working. And the doctor says, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it.
John, it's amazing to listen to this, and you've been in the business like 45 days, and you've got some stories like this already. That's incredible.
Yes, and then his wife was very pessimistic about it. She was anti-Zango and she has rheumatoid arthritis, and after 2 weeks, she says I can close my hands again and I can walk with no pain, and I feel like I go back to work. I think she's about 65 years old, and she goes, I don't know what it is, what's going on, order me some more Zango. So.
Well, that's fantastic, John. And before we move on to the next guest, what do you think is the number one tip that you could offer people that are listening on how you were able to get to 5K so quickly?
I think a lot of people are some people are skeptical about this and think of the multi-level marketing. I think the best thing is just to educate yourself, work closely with your sponsor, make sure you have the right material, make sure if they have a question, you have the answer, and just show it to them. The system is truthfully, just very truthfully, and just show them no smoke or mirrors. And it is such a good system, and the compensation is so good, and the results are so good. And there's over 5,000 doctors in our group. Number, just show them all the facts and the figures, and it's really there's only been 3 people that I've talked to that haven't done it, and I'm putting 4 people in today. I think I have over 36 people that I've signed up myself, sponsored, directly.
Wow, that's incredible, John. Thanks so much for coming on, and I know you're one of our fastest to 5K. By the way, for everybody listening, the fastest person to ever hit 20K was Mike Erskine in your upline in 90 days. So I know you're a hockey player, and you guys are a little competitive. There's a little goal for you to shoot for if you want to have some fun with it. So thanks a lot, John and Joel, for coming on. Really appreciate you. Great to have you on the team, and we're here to help you reach your goals and help everybody in your line. So thanks a lot, John, and thanks a lot, Joel.
Thank you very much. Great.
Okay, the next guest we've got coming on here is Deb Pazzo. Are you there, Deb?
I am, Art.
Yeah, Deb is one of our fantastic 20Ks that we've had on recently, and she's filling in for Carol Malott, who has just gone on vacation to Europe, I think, as Carol is the person that sponsored our next guest. And this is Deb over here. This is when we met them in Orlando, one of the highlights. And, Deb, I just really have to acknowledge, the incredible growth in your team right through the summer here. You're doing a fantastic job up there in Canada, close to Windsor, I guess, right?
That's correct. Thanks, Art. Thank you.
So, Deb, why don't you go ahead and introduce Carol's brand new 5K, Connie.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank you for this call, first of all, Art, and I want to thank you for the opportunity and the honor to introduce Connie. I know Carol would really, really like to be here, but as you said, she's vacationing in Europe, so it was kind of a hard toss-up there, but she gave me the honor. She asked me if I would introduce Connie. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. I've known Connie for about 20 years, and I will tell you that in the time that I've known her, I have admired her spirit, her outgoing nature, her love of people, and her dedication. Connie's a hard worker, and it sure shows in her group and in the way she's progressed so rapidly. I just want to congratulate her, and here she is, Connie Kleitman.
Hi, Connie. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Art. How are you?
Good. Yes, you have been doing well. I think you've been involved in the business just 90 days, right?
Yes, I think it's pretty close to that, yeah.
90 days, and I was noticing over $7,500 worth of volume last month. That's incredible. You're doing well.
Thank you.
Well, let's hear a little bit of your story, how you happen to get involved with Zango. What's got you excited about it?
Okay. My friend Carol, I've known her for quite a few years, and I just love and respect her. She's just a lovely person. And we went out to the casino one night for dinner, and she started talking about this Zango juice and how it made this incredible difference in her health. And I was kind of intrigued, but I really didn't put much into it until she showed up the next day at my house with a bottle for me, and she wanted me to try it. She said it's done so much for her, and she wanted to know what it would do for someone like myself who tries to eat correctly and tries to get exercise in and live a healthy lifestyle. And blessed that I'm not burdened with a lot of health issues. So she kind of wondered what the Zango would do for me. So she said, here, this is a gift for you. I want you to try it. And I tried the first bottle, and then I went and bought another bottle and another bottle. And finally, she said to me one day, she said, well, I really think this could be a business opportunity for you, Connie. She said, you work really hard. I clean houses, and I have a son with disabilities. And so I clean houses so I can be available to him all the time. And she said, you're not going to be able to keep up that pace forever. So she said, I think this would be a really great business for you. So we talked more and more, and I know Carol respects her business sense, so I knew she was something. So I had a few more meetings with her and thought, you know what, I think I can do this. And I really started enjoying the product itself. So once I started seeing results with the product, then I knew I was really onto something and that I could speak honestly from my heart. And I'm kind of a heart person and care about people. So I thought I have to tell people about this. And I knew people to kind of zone in on that had health issues. So that's kind of how I got on board with it.
Yeah, and so you basically started contacting people, picking up the phone, saying hello. That was your method?
That's exactly what I did. And the first person that I thought of was a friend of mine who has suffered for many years of fibromyalgia and really has struggled the last 15 years of her life. And it was kind of hard for me to make that phone call because you don't want to give someone false hope, and you also know that maybe they're in a position that they can't afford the juice. So it was a tough call, but she said to me, Connie, you've never lied to me in the 20 years I've known you. I'm going to try it. What do I have to lose? And,
exactly.
And then at that point, I'm thinking in the back of my mind what a business opportunity it would be for her, because if it helped her, I would sing from the rooftops if I wasn't in pain anymore. And
right.
So I kind of brought her on, and within 3 days, she just called me crying, and she just couldn't believe how great she felt and that the pain was gone. And at that moment, I knew that Zango was for me, because you can't not feel that joy in someone and know that you want to spread that to other people.
You know, that's a very powerful statement you just did. You know, I was coaching somebody this week, and we were going through some of their prospect list, you know, the people they were thinking about calling, and she's like, well, I'm a little, you know, I could tell she's feeling a little reluctant to call. And I said, why don't you imagine that person calling you back a year later or a week later and telling you how excited and pleased they are that you contacted them about this because of the kind of results. You know, think if you hadn't, you know, worked through your resistance and your fear, that lady, you wouldn't have helped her. I mean, her whole life would still be the way that it was instead of your contribution to making it better.
That's exactly right, Art. I've been blessed to help a few people that are very close to me and my family with health issues, and there is not a greater gift that you can give someone than their health. And I think you really have to get over the fact of being nervous to talk about Zango to people, because you're actually doing them a favor. They might not see it at the time, but if you take this juice and you feel benefits, and I can't imagine anyone not feeling benefits from it, you're sharing that joy and giving that life to people, and that's what makes it very easy to do Zango.
Well, thanks a lot, Connie. Well said. I couldn't have said it any better. Reach out and touch people and help them, and that's what kind of a business that we have. So thanks a lot, Connie. Congratulations on hitting 5K. Congratulations to your sponsor, Carol, and of course, Deb sponsored Carol. So now Deb has a 5K who has a personally sponsored 5K. You guys are really cranking it up there, and I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Art, and I'm hoping to meet you at conference in Utah.
Yeah, I heard you're coming, and you've got a guest coming with you already to your first convention. That'll be incredible.
It really will be. I'm really excited about it, and I really appreciate your time today.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Connie. And now we're going to move over to the other side of the world right now and bring on one of our top leaders, Cass Osborne from the UK. We've called her the 20K from the UK. Well, goodness gracious, we got another 20K from the UK. How you doing, Cass?
I'm doing absolutely super fantastic, thank you.
Yeah, great to have you on. I really want to acknowledge you, Cass, all your hard work, and I know your persistence is paying off, that you have the wonderful pleasure of introducing a brand new 20K to your team and to Zango today.
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me to, and it's such an honor for me to introduce this gentleman, because you know, I really feel that, you know, I was brand new to this industry, and of course I had great leadership, and you know, I was a student of the whole thing. You know, I learned that you had to learn, and that you had to have certainty, and you had to focus, and you had to have patience, and but you know, when you find somebody like Sean, it just changes everything for you. And this gentleman, he had the courage and vision to give up a residual income that he had built over 16 years, and he turned his back on one of the most successful companies in the industry when he actually caught the Zango vision. And he teamed up with Chris Jordan, and within 6 weeks, their new Zango team had jumped all the way over to the USA, and it was already moving, I think, Malaysia, France, Holland, and Australia. So they just started moving so quickly. And, you know, then they set up a training website with a program of daily conference calls for their team members. And as brand new members themselves, I mean, they had just only been in there for a short while, and Sean, you know, leading all this with, you know, tremendous, incredible vision. They brought no less than 5 members to the annual convention, to the 5th annual convention. Some people who had only just joined. Absolutely amazing. And in the middle of all these activities, Sean's family was struck by just an unimaginable tragedy. And you know, and really all I can say there is that, you know, just as I feel so fortunate in having him in my team, you know, his family was so fortunate in having his strength to guide them through an incredible morass of challenges that confronted them over the last 8 months. And in spite of all of that, you know, Sean stayed on course. He was there for his team. Even though he had to travel all over the place and sort things out, he was still there for his team. He was still working together with his team. And and now, of course, as if that team leadership isn't enough. They've set up about creating the Super Saturday events, for the benefit of every distributor in the UK, and it's creating. This is a challenge and a drive that is just fantastic. And when you I don't know if you got a highlight in being a leader. I mean, it took me a year to sponsor Sean. He was very, very committed to his other company, and and I just feel so honored that he finally, that he saw what was happening. And all I did in all of this was just follow up, have patience, build a relationship with him. And when it was time for him to move over, he did. So that's basically all I did.
Well, thanks a lot, Cass, Sean. Wow, great introduction. And we have to acknowledge all the challenges you've been through and still hit 20K. Congratulations, Sean Pring.
Yeah, thank you, Art. Thank you very much indeed.
Hey, I've just got a picture up here for those of you that don't know England very well, but Cass is from around Birmingham there, and I think you're down towards Plymouth. Is that right, Sean?
Yeah, we're down in the southwest, Art. It's quite a rural part of the UK, and we're just a little bit north. You can see the Plymouth there.
Yeah.
We're about 45, 50 minutes from the north of Plymouth.
And we, Terry and I were in Bath, actually, that's down here over a year ago when Terry, when we were visiting our daughter over there. We went to that wonderful town of Bath, had a great time, went up north of Birmingham to Stokes, and so, it's, I'd just like to show people a little bit of England, and so they get to know where you're all from. And here's a great picture of you and Chris Jordan and myself and Cass. Listen, Sean, really appreciate you and your leadership, and congratulations on hitting 20K.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, and thanks for asking onto this call. Thank you very much.
Sean, I mean, what is it about Zango? You were with another company for 12 years. You were very, very dedicated. I mean, what is it that has got you excited? Why do you like Zango? Why do you think? Why are you putting so much time and effort into building a business here?
Yeah, that's a great question, Art. I think it's a combination of many things. We've been around the industry for probably yourself for 20-odd years. I've only been with 3 companies. One of those went bust. And our previous company, we worked very hard for 12, 13 years. And a lot of things were happening which we weren't happy with. And, they pulled the management out of the UK, moved it to Copenhagen. Lots of other things which, I'm not going to go into now. But as Cal said, it was more than a year ago that before I joined Zango that I found I was aware of the growth of Zango, and being in the industry a long time, you always like to know what's going on, and I was quite impressed with the incredible growth of the company. So I started to do some of my own research. Who is this company? And of course, I came across your website, and at the time, like I said, things weren't going too brilliantly with my previous company.
Right.
And then I had this crazy person called Sandra call me. And Carlos did a great job, I must say. She sent me information, and we communicated quite a bit. And I said, well, the timing's not right at the moment. And
you actually kind of sat on the fence even after you joined for quite a while before you made the decision. I believe, Sean, it's only been like less than a year since you actually, or around a year, that you actually made the decision that you're going to go for Zango. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, Art. And Kaz kept in touch. She didn't pester me. She just sent me the odd CD and email and the odd telephone call. And Chris Jordan and myself, a few months before we joined, we had a good discussion about where our company was heading, and they made lots of promises. And we've been extremely loyal and worked extremely hard with that company. But loyalty's got to work both ways. It's like a marriage. It's both have got to be committed. So we came to the conclusion that we're with the wrong company, and we started to look around. We looked at various other companies, not just Zango, and a decision was made, and we said, right, come on, let's do it. And I called Kaz and said, right, I've joined, and put my order in and got everything set up, and away we went, and haven't looked back since. But some of the things that impressed me in particular about Zango, one is the overall simplicity of everything. You know, initially we just had the one product, and still we have the one product over here. So that one product focus, total simplicity. And I guess the number one thing that did stand out was the quality of the owners of the company. You know, each had an impeccable history, not just in network marketing, but conventional companies as well, or, you know, ran multi-million-dollar companies. And they all seem to complement each other. They seem to have a great mix of skills there. And the other thing that impressed me was the very fair and doable compensation plan, especially for somebody who's not been in this industry before. It's very, very achievable. You know, you can recoup your initial investment very, very quickly with the Power Start. And, you know, it's a compensation plan that it pays you now, it pays you, it's got a good, you know, mid-term payout, and of course it's got that long-term residual income there, which we're all looking for, but it is doable, very doable for you know, for anybody, not just the top, you know, not just the heavy hitters. You know, a lot of companies, the marketing plans are all back-end loaded, and they're only sort of supporting the heavy hitters in this industry, where this marketing plan art really does, it's really one of the fairest, if not the fairest, marketing plan I've ever seen in the industry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about there, Sean, that some of these companies like to, you know, back-end load, which means get some of their top leaders getting huge checks to sort of dazzle everybody, you know, as if everybody is making money, but the smaller builders and the people working their way up are not making a lot of money. And Zango's compensation plan is designed to pay out the same amount of money to all ranks. The 1Ks basically, and the 5Ks and the 20Ks are all roughly breaking up the same amount of the compensation plan, as it turns out. But, you know, there's more people at the 1K level, so they don't earn as much as the 20Ks.
No, absolutely, Art, absolutely. And the other thing we picked up on very quick, you know, people are actually making money in this. You know, and you know, 5Ks, 20Ks, even some 1Ks we're doing quite nicely, which is quite unusual. And you know, another thing that impressed us were the actual retention rates of you know, not just distributors but customers. You know,
right.
Probably the highest retention rate in the entire industry. And you know, if someone's looking to build a long-term residual income, that is one thing you have to look at. It's very, very important. You know, if you're going to work hard over the next 2 to 5 years, you know, you want that business to be there, don't you? You want it to last. You want it to, you know, you want to leave a legacy to your children. You know,
well, and Sean, and after a year, then you're seeing, you know, you've got a year under your belt. You're seeing a lot better retention rate than you did with your last company.
Oh, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Actually, Chris and myself, we were looking at this not so long ago, Art, and we were working out the average PV per distributor. And I think the average PV per distributor in our previous company was something like, I think it worked out to something like 7 PV. And I think with Zango, I think it's like something like 45.
Wow.
You know, so it's a massive difference. And our retention rate, something up around sort of 75%, which is unheard of in this industry. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, and it's really a lot of your leadership. And I know Cass talked a lot about all of the things that you're doing. Before we bring on one of your new 5Ks, what is a good business tip that you might have for people? What do you think the key to your success has been so far that you might be able to share with others?
Yeah, sure, Art. Well, the number one thing I would say, you know, first of all, treat it like a business. And, you know, make a commitment to go to convention. We went to our convention last year, I forget which month it was now, September, I think. And, October, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kaz. So, you know, make a commitment to go to convention, you know, especially if you haven't been before. You know, go and kick the bricks. You know, go meet the owners of the company. And, you know, that'll give you the certainty because, especially for new people, you know, everyone's got their own doubts and their own anxieties. And the number one method to overcome that is to make a commitment to attend the convention. You know, it's art. You know, when people are looking for something different, they're looking to change their life in whatever way. You know, sometimes you've got to learn some new skills. You know, gain new knowledge and learn new skills. And,
right.
You know, quite often a lot of people, they want to change, they want changes in their life, but they're not willing to learn those new skills. So going to convention, I think you're going to learn so much there, and it really will condense the learning process. And you're condensed in those few short days, which will probably take you a year or so to learn. So make it, treat it as a business. It's all about mindset, and keep your focus. That is probably another thing to do. And there's so many distractions in life now.
Right.
But really keep your focus. Sometimes you come across people saying, they come into Xango and then they're looking at other network marketing companies. So, okay, that's fine. And most people find it hard just to focus on the one thing, let alone two or three. And I know
Right.
you mentioned this on your webinar last week, Art, and and especially for some new people, they think they can work more than one network marketing company. Well, that is extremely difficult to do, and in my experience in this industry, I've never actually met somebody that has been highly successful working more than one company. So, treat it as a business, keep your focus, teach yourself to be a leader, and get to convention. That is I would say the biggest tip I could recommend is get yourself to convention.
Well, hang on a second here, Sean. I want you to introduce one of your new 5Ks. Got the picture there. Richard, are you there?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, go ahead and introduce Richard then, Sean.
Yeah, okay, Art, with pleasure. Okay. This picture, Art, this was taken at the Frankfurt Convention in February of this year in Germany. And on the left, you got Linda from Scotland, who's just about to hit 1K. Richard there is next. And then you've got David Paynes, who's just hit 5K. David actually lives in a place called Torquay, which is down here in the southwest. And then you've got on the far right, Mike Bennett, who's 1K going on 5K. And Mike is actually from South Wales. Now, Richard I've known for a long time. He's a great friend of mine. I've known Richard probably 10 years plus. And Richard was actually working in the same company as I was previously, but not in my group. And, Richard's had some horrendous health challenges to overcome. And out of the blue, he'd tell his story, but he gave me a call one day. He's actually on my list. I was going to give him a call in the next few days, and he called out of the blue and said, "What are you up to, Sean?" And this was the easiest sign-up I've ever had. Within 10 minutes, Richard had actually gone onto my Mangosteen website and, signed up and ordered his product. And, Richard's a great guy. He's a leader. He comes to all the meetings. He does treat this as a business. He gets the tools. He listens. He's coachable. And, he's passing that on down to his group. He's 5K. Our next target is to get Richard up to 20K. So we're working with people in his group, developing new 1Ks and 5K. So, we also have a lot of fun. So Richard, as you know, has got a fantastic sense of humor.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
So I'll pass you over to Richard. Thanks a lot.
Hi, Richard. How you doing?
Hi, thank you very much. Thanks, Sean, for that intro. There's nothing much I can say, really. But thanks for letting me come on the call. I'm really, really honoured, I think. I'm really, really impressed. So, as Sean says, I came into the business because I called Sean one day and asked him how he was doing in the previous company we were in. And he said he's now doing something called Xango. And I said, what's that? And he briefly told me about it because I have got a health issue with my back.
Yeah.
I'm not the tallest guy in the world. And I've had a bad back every day of my life. And sometimes I've been okay, and sometimes I've been in absolute agony and been virtually unable to walk or stand or anything. And Sean told me about Xango, and I thought, I'll try it. So I went on the website, looked at it, impressed, ordered a case, and when it arrived, I was drinking quite a lot of it because I thought, well, I better blitz my system. And within 3 to 4 days, my back pain has gone down by about 90%.
Amazing.
And that was genuine. And I was due to have an operation on my spine to fuse the spine together. I've got 2 trapped nerves. The lower part of my spine is crumbling. And it was absolute agony. And I've now cancelled the operation because the back pain is virtually non-existent. And I'm over the moon. All I've got to blame for this is Sean. And and blame Cass for telling Sean, and blame Eva Marie and Ivan, and
yeah, right.
getting everybody involved. And I'm just over the moon. I can't praise Zango enough.
You said something there, Richard, that really kind of might have gone over people's heads. But, here you have had a lifetime of back pain, and we're scheduled for surgery, and within 3 or 4 days, 90% of that pain was gone. And if Sean had not decided to build a Zango business, and if Cass had not decided to build a Zango business, and if Eva Marie and Yvonne had not decided to do Zango, and Terry and I hadn't, a whole bunch of people would have been missing out, particularly you.
100%. That's 100% certain, Art, yeah. And that's why I'd like to thank everybody above me in the team, including the founder of the company, because,
yes.
Without them and without yourselves, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be virtually pain-free. I wouldn't be smiling as much as I am and joking as much because, people can say they've had back pain or back issues, but they've not experienced massive pain. And massive pain in the back affects every part of your body. It immobilizes you. You can't do nothing. And as you say, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, and everything I've got is a challenge for me. And Zango has changed my life completely. It's changed my life completely. And what reinforced Zango was going to the convention last October, where I met everybody, yourself, Terry, Ivan, and Eva Marie, absolutely. And everybody I met in Zango, from all the Americans, everybody I met from around the world, were so nice. And that really changed my life, honestly, without a word of a lie. And I've never met any company as generous as Zango. I'm just over the moon with it, and I can't praise it enough, Art. Honestly, I can't. And I enjoy the webinars, and, I don't know what else to say about it. I just can't praise the company enough.
Yeah, Richard, it is really an incredible company. We're so blessed to be involved. And I know, you've turned this into a business now, your new 5K. What do you think was one of the tips or secrets to your getting to 5K that you could share with other people?
Helping my sign-ups to become 1K. That's the important thing for me. I'm helping people that have got health issues as well, because I can focus more on that because of my testimonial. Right. I can actually relate then to what Zango can do for other people and how it can help them with their health issues. I've had people they've had cancer, they've had fibromyalgia, they've had arthritis, and they've all had benefit from taking Zango. And I think that's a really, really powerful story. And, I think to help people with their health is more important, really, than helping them with their business side of it. Because you can't put a price on your health. The health's the most important thing you've got. Yeah, exactly. And unhealthy.
And you're one that can really, tell that story because of your lifetime of pain. Really, without your health, it doesn't matter how much money you've got. And I think any billionaire would gladly trade his fortune to get his health back if he was faced with a very serious challenge.
Definitely. I'd rather be healthy and wealthy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather be healthy than wealthy.
Well, thanks a lot, Richard. I really appreciate you coming on and look forward to seeing you at convention again this year.
That's great. I'm looking forward to convention in November. I'm really getting excited. It's getting closer. Every day is a day closer. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, thanks a lot. And Sean, I want you to acknowledge a couple of your other 5Ks that helped you get to 20K. We've got a picture here, Chris Jordan and David Keynes.
Absolutely, Art. I think this is all about teamwork, and so important. You can't build a business unless you've got that teamwork. The way to make yourself look good is to surround yourself with better people. And that's Chris Jordan there. Chris is in the north of the country in Nottinghamshire. Chris is a great leader. He's got a great group growing, and we have a tremendous amount of fun. And the same with David. David's been in the industry before. David is from the southwest and a great leader. And I must say one thing about David, Art, is this is a guy that makes the unbelievable amounts of telephone calls. And David is on the phone every day to me. And even early in the morning, the phone rings. And before I answer it, I'd say to Gail, my wife, this is just around breakfast time, just after. I say, I've got to get that. It's David, and it is. you know, and that's what we love. And you know, he's on the phone all the time. We're doing three-way calls. We're, you know, doing three-way calls with his group and encouraging his group, and you know, great guy to work with, and a wicked sense of humor as well. So, you know, we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I just put a picture up of your, I believe it's Newberry event that you just recently had. You know what, Sean? I'll tell you this. You are the only leader, you and Chris Jordan really have been involved in putting these events on in our team that is actually doing, you know, regular big events like this. I really have to commend you. And, you know, I mean, look at the crowd here. You guys are really cranking some momentum through building to events. Is that right? Would you say?
Yeah, it is that, and yeah, it's one of our business philosophies. And you know, these are open meetings. We're open to any distributor in Zango, and we decided to do it in Newbury initially because it's reasonably central to the UK, so it's quite, you know, accessible to most parts of the country. So, you know, Newbury's probably about 45 minutes to an hour from London, but it's easy for us to get to from, you know, from the southwest. And, you know, we decided to run a monthly, what we call a Super Saturday, where we have a, you know, a business opportunity in the morning, and we have some, you know, sort of business and product testimonials and a break, then we have a full afternoon of training. And, you know, Chris and I decided, with the help of the others, I hasten to add, you know, it just wasn't down to us. And now they've you know, they've grown, and we're you know, developing some new leaders across the country. We've got the next Super Saturday starting up in Scotland, you know, working alongside with Philip and Lynn, who are premiers. And, you know, I'm now running a meeting down here in a city called Exeter, which is near Plymouth. And now we've got Kaz is starting one up in Birmingham, in the centre of the country. South Wales is developing nicely with some good leadership over there with Mike Bennett and some others. So we'll be holding a meeting there soon. So you know, our objective was to cover all parts of the country, so the north, south, west, and east, and in the centre. So eventually, our long-term objective is to have, you know, these Super Saturdays running in every major city across the country. And you know, we're bringing on new speakers. Richard does a great job now, and David's done some speaking, and you know, we'll encourage others to get up there. You know, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be an expert to get up there and do a little spot, even if it's for, you know, sort of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. We just encourage new people to come up and do some speaking for us. And you know, we make it okay. We run these professionally, Art, but we do. You know, we're quite laid back. We do have a lot of fun, and you know, we do have a good laugh doing it as well.
Yeah, it's a great way to get together, build your team. This is a picture of your team that you brought to convention last year, and of course, I'd like to acknowledge once again CAS, the sponsor, Yvonne and Eva Marie Sarda, who I know have worked diligently, spent long hours helping you build your business over there, Sean.
Yes, indeed, and you know, yourself and Terry, and like I said, you know, this is very much a team effort. And, you know, we couldn't build it without your help, without Yvonne and Eva Marie, and Kaz. Kaz has been a great help. And, you know, we got some, like I said, we got some fantastic people there now.
And one question there, Sean. I know you guys are really getting a pretty good turnout together. How many do you think you're going to have coming over from the UK this year? The convention.
No. We've got, I guess we've got a commitment now to probably 20, 25 people so far coming over. But we hope to get a lot more than that, Art. And, of course, we've got a group in the USA who are making a commitment to come as well. And the company, in fact, has just done a tremendous promotion for us over here, which is going to make it a lot easier for some people to get there. Because, yeah, it is quite a big commitment to come over. You know, you've got the cost of the flight, the hotel, and the convention. But, you know, again, that all comes back to treating it as a business. When you compare this to any traditional business where you've got to lay out tens of thousands
it's nothing.
of dollars, you know, it is a very small cost.
Right.
I think it comes back to what you teach us, you know, the inner and the outer. If you can establish the inner bit, you know, why you want to do this, and make that reason important enough for you, you know, if you do that, you know, you will come. The people will come. And there is no one, you know, that is my biggest tip. You know, like I said just now, get yourself to convention. It's I think the most important thing you can actually do, Art.
Well, thanks a lot, Sean. I really appreciate you and your whole team for coming on, and Cass and your upline. Really looking forward to seeing you again, and we're here to help you. And really, Terry and I both really want to acknowledge you on persevering through some incredible personal challenges and getting to 20K. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much, Art. And we do appreciate your help and Terry's help, and we really look forward to meeting you again at convention.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sean and Richard, and of course your team. We also have some other new 5Ks this month. I'd like to acknowledge Matt and Susan Constantino, 20Ks from Oregon, who we sponsored, and they have a new 5K, Amron Bevels. And also we have another new 5K, was going to be a guest on the phone today, but Linda Coley, new 5K, sponsored by Ann Van Brussel, had some family issues to deal with. I'd like to acknowledge those new 5Ks this month. So great. What a fantastic July we had with a lot of new people hitting these ranks. And I hope this encourages some of you there to persist and go for those goals. And I hope some of you sponsors, I hope to have you on here. And I would like you to do some visualization of you being on this call, introducing some of your new 5Ks, 20Ks, and even premieres coming up shortly. So let's do a little bit of a mind shift here and talk about one of my favorite subjects that I briefly talked about a while ago, a leader's report card. And, I really think that focused daily activities is the key to success in this business. And, I just put up some guidelines because I know a lot of people sometimes get a little frustrated. They don't really see their business going forward. And just about every time you can trace it back to a lack of activity. So, how many new contacts did you make this week? How many brand new people did you contact that you've never talked to before? And how many info packs did you get out this week? This is our system here. How many three-way calls did you do with your upline and with your downline? And how many people did you invite to a webinar? If you're on this, of course, you attended a webinar. I would give high points, as you can see, for booking or committing to an event, like convention or something like that. And following up with your prospects and downline. Perhaps that should be even more valuable than this. And, of course, signing people up. And so, I'm not going to go through this. I don't have time today. But you could easily calculate your total here. You could easily calculate your total and come up with a number and see if your activities are matching up with your goals, right? So if all you want to be is a 5K in a year or 2 years, you don't need to do any of these things. If you just keep sharing the juice, eventually you can hit 5K, no problem. But if you're saying to me, listen, Art, gosh, I want to be a premier. I want that trip to Thailand. I want to be able to live in the country. I want to be able to be at home with my children. I want to be able to live on my own piece of land, mortgage-free. If you have those kinds of goals, then you've got to be doing these kinds of activities. And the biggest disappointment that I see as a leader is people set big goals and then the action does not follow up on those goals. And so the activity always precedes the rank. These people that you heard from today have been doing massive action. They've been talking and calling, and they've been helping a lot of people in the process. A couple other things to wrap up the call. Work the system. We have a system here, We've got the MyMangosteen on our team that we use. Fantastic website. We have becomingapremier.com. And we have this new Getting Started tab. And I am directing, and we're going to be upgrading this. I'm telling you, we've got to upgrade our systems. We've got a new influx of people that wanting to build a business, serious business builders coming into our business. And we've got to improve our ability to coach and help them get started. And so we're starting by revising our Getting Started page here, and we're going to be coming out with a checklist. And my point here is that when you get somebody started, this is the first place they should go, in the back office of Becoming a Premier. Have them watch the Getting Started webinar. Have them watch the Power of the Three Markets. Have them watch and learn about the radio co-op, and then have them fill out their goal setting and commitment form. Gosh, if you have somebody that fills out this form, you know you've got a serious business builder. We've got a lot of resources on here. We're going to be upgrading this, and we're going to start having regular webinars for brand new people coming up next month. That's one of our goals, to help people get started. So work the system, use the tools. And this is our team site, and we do have it open to people not in our downline, but when you sign up a new business builder, for goodness sakes, put them in our email loop so they get notices on webinars. And there's been a little confusion on this, so I want you to pay attention here. In order to get notices on webinars, your email or their email address must be entered in here. Registering people for our website does not put them in our email loop. That's a whole different thing. That's registering for the back office. And so you register here, then you log in, and you go to the back office. But this is where people get entered into our loop so that they get notices on these webinars. So just a few announcements. Yes, we've got these phenomenal webinars with Dr. Tutla every Wednesday night, hosted by Gary Goslin from Honolulu. Congratulations, Gary, on putting these together. What a great resource if you've got people that really have trouble believing in this juice, or you've got customers and you've got people that really don't have a business interest and you want to validate this product at the highest level. Why not bring your customers and your product users on this webinar every Wednesday night, and they can learn from Dr. Tutla, one of the top colon cancer surgeons in the country, and his credibility is there for you to use every Wednesday night. However, if you don't use it, then you lose it, right? I mean, it doesn't pay off. Next Saturday, we're going to have one of the top hot young leaders in Zango doing the webinar next Saturday. You're going to want to get people in front of Eric Welsh. Eric's in his 30s. I think he's around 34, 35. He's got 5 going on 6 kids, was on unemployment insurance when he started in Zango, and now he's a 200K premier and one of the top leaders, and just been invited to speak at the day after event at convention. So you want to be in front of Eric Welsh next Saturday. You want to get your people on there, especially some of the younger crowd that can relate to him. He does a wonderful job here, and that's next Saturday. And finally, $1 billion in 5 years with this incredible product. And so we're grateful to be involved with a product that works like this, that helps people. You heard the stories today. That's the tip of the iceberg. You know, we get lots of wonderful stories with people getting results in this product. And so if you are serious about a business, you want to take this to the next level, you can see yourself with a 6-figure income, or you can see yourself with another $1,000 or $2,000 a month in retirement, residual income coming in, then you've got to attend this event. That's all there is to it. Terry and I went, as you heard last Saturday, with 17 of our team to Convention 2003 as 5K distributors. We left with such a level of certainty from that was in November. By January, we were a premier. 60 days from going to convention as a 5K, and we dreamed the dream of returning the following year as a 200K premier, and we were able to do that. So we're very grateful for Zango, and we're grateful for all of you. We didn't do any of that by ourselves, did we? So once again, I'd like to acknowledge all of the guests that came on. Joel, top 20K on our team, dedicated, and finding somebody like John Finstrom, former Red Wing hockey player, 5K, and in less than 60 days. We had Deb Pazzo, one of our great new 20Ks from Windsor, Ontario, bringing on one of Carol's new persons, Connie, and you heard from Connie and all the people that she's been helping. Cass, of course, 20K from the UK. You're not the only one now, Cass. It's about time we had some more. And Sean Pring, the new 20K. Of course, Richard, I'd like to congratulate and all of you. And I really would like to open up the lines and have the folks really just give all of these people who've worked so hard to build their business and in the process help a lot of people sort of a big cheer. So let's open up the lines and let's give them a cheer.
Sorry?
Thank you.